think it's interesting to kind of delve deep into secret societies and conspiracy theory. I think it's just interesting subjects to infiltrate and talk about. And so he basically asked me, he's like, "Hey, would you want to be like the other Harvard student with me?"
Dude, you look smart. Look at him.
He does. I think you were referred to as nerdy looking. I'm not sure I agree necessarily, but I can kind of
Oh,
see where he might have got that from.
I'm
And I
fine.
was an actual mechanical engineer in college. So I was in college for 4 years of mechanical engineering. I worked as a mechanical engineer for 3 years. So I was able to
Yeah,
play that part just because like I
nice.
actually was just playing myself. And
So
then
you had that
Blake
background knowledge.
and then Blake is just a really good actor, so that's why he was able to play it.
Oh, it was awesome. We all when it was all going down, we saw all of the live streams and stuff like that as it was playing out, and I guess everybody was like wondering, is this going to be a show? Is it going to be like, where's it going to be? Are we going to be able to watch it? So once the video dropped, it's fair to say the excitement was pretty overwhelming. I think everybody thoroughly enjoyed it. That's for sure. So when it came to choosing a flat earther, how did you guys come to the decision to reach out to Nathan, or did he reach out to you, or how did that go about?
So I watched the documentary Behind the Curve to prepare for this. That's pretty much
Oh
the
yeah,
only research I did was watching the documentary. And Mark Sargent was the head of it. And I was like, dude, let's just get Mark Sargent. I mean, he's the head of Flat Earth. He'll be the best, he'll be the most accurate person to do it about. You know what I mean? Like, because
sure.
the whole documentary is about like what's a flat earther think and stuff. Like, do you be a flat earther? And so, like, Mark Sargent would be the perfect representation of that. And then I ended up messing up Mark Sargent's flight, I guess. I don't know. I made him like his flight left at like 7 in the morning, and it like pissed him off, I guess. And he was like, I don't want to wake up at 7 in the morning. He's like, you know what? Screw this. I'm done. He like had threw a little fit, and
Oh damn.
and I mean it was bad on my part too. Like I kind of just booked it last minute without really check. I checked within the date, but not the time, I guess. So it was bad on my. Well,
Sure.
I've never done this before. Like I don't know. I'm not a professional at this. I'm just some amateur YouTuber.
Yeah.
And so yeah, so Mark Sargent said, I'm like, well shoot, who else is it behind the curve? Nathan. And then he runs the Facebook group, so I'm like, he'll probably give the Flat Earth Society justice on their side if we bring Nathan out because he probably knows what he's talking about. Like what I didn't want was someone that's like ignorant in flat Earth knowledge. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
Nathan is
Yeah.
the exact
Absolutely.
opposite of that. Like he knows his flat
Correct.
Earth knowledge extremely well. So he
I think he
was
knows it
the
better than
perfect person.
most people.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I've watched a few of his debates over the years, and he certainly does have a lot of knowledge. Whether or not it's correct is another thing, but he certainly does have a lot of knowledge. That's for sure. So when you guys formulated this whole thing, so it was very much kind of spur of the moment, right?
Yeah. I kind of wrote the script in like 3 days. I think I spent like
Yeah,
probably like 10 hours a day on my computer. Like, okay, okay, here's like the plot. How do we make this believable? Like, who do I cast for this person? Just like 3 days in my room. And then it was like, let's fly Nathan out. I think I flew him out the day after I wrote the script. And then yeah, and then I bought his plane ticket literally the day that he left. And then we're like, hey, we're buying you a
yeah,
plane ticket for like today. And he's like, okay, I'm down. And then we flew him out, gave him no time to think about it, gave him no time to look us up. And
awesome.
yeah, then he was out here like the next day.
And so you guys just started filming straight away and went from there, is
Yeah.
it? Or
Yeah,
that's awesome.
so I had one of my friends pretend to be his like personal assistant for the day, so he like picked him up from the airport, drove him, and then everything was already set up on top of the mountain for when he got there. We were already in, like the middle of filming everything, so he thought that he
That's
just was like
awesome.
showing up late to the TV shoot.
Sure, sure. So it was, yeah, that's pretty epic. So from watching the first video, it looks like you guys did a few experiments to prove the Earth was a globe, and so so we all saw the toilet paper one. So what other kind of stuff did you guys do? Or I know you don't want to give away any spoilers for later on, but what can you tell us so far? What do we have to look
Ooh.
forward to?
Yeah, you got the. I mean, everyone pretty much knows about the magnet. That's
Yeah.
I mean, so one big mistake we did make with this, I mean, this is the first time I've ever done like flown anyone out, like done something like this. So the one mistake we made was we didn't make them sign an NDA. So the entire time Nathan's just live streaming, he's like, "Yo guys, we found out that the Earth is flat," and
Sure.
And so next time we do one of these, I guess we'll have to get him to sign an NDA.
So that was actually something I was going to ask about. When you guys were when he was live streaming it, I noticed a lot of people picked up straight away that it was a troll, and some people recognized you, some people recognized Blake straight away. Were you guys worried at that stage that you'd been rumbled?
Incredible.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I called Blake and I was like, dude, like we're done. And then we're like, he's out here for 2 more days. Let's at least try and like go with it, and let's just. And then me and Blake are like driving to Venice Beach, which is where the next shoot was at. And the entire way we're like just come up with this story, making sure we're on the same page with the story. It was such a stupid story, but like. I don't know. Like, I think day one was so convincing that he just kind of ended up buying it,
Sure. I guess in the spur of the moment, too, all the excitement of doing a show or whatever, probably a lot of it would, people, to be fair, wouldn't kind of think about it too much.
And to be fair, too, if you look at Michael right here, he's the guy who played, like, the director of photography / like the head of the directing team or the editing team is like the part he played. And so he was basically like behind the camera, like saying like action stuff the whole time. And basically Michael's job was to keep Nathan off of his phone as much as possible so he couldn't be influenced by the Flat Earth Society. If Michael wasn't there doing that, he probably would have gotten some evidence from the like, hey, this guy literally went into Scientology with spyglasses. This guy is not legit. But like because we kept him off his phone, like literally we kept him busy from when he woke up to when he went to sleep. And then like he would go
kind of stem the flow. Yeah. Because like a lot of people on the debunker kind of side and a lot of people on the flat earth side were like, dude, you're being punked right now. Like I know a few debunkers wanted to do videos and there was kind of a consensus that we all just leave it play out because nobody wanted to kind of, destroy this awesome troll. So, there was some arguments between Nathan and some other flat earthers about you guys not being legit. And it seems like he didn't really want to take that on board. I'm hoping to get Nathan's response to that. I think we might have him here in the chat.
You should bring Nathan somewhere in.
Damn right. If Nathan,
if you
want to come
hear
in,
like his side on this,
Absolutely. It would be great to hear what he's got to say. So Nathan, if you're listening, if you want to come on, just let me know, and I will. Absolutely. Like we're not here to just shit on him. Like we're not
gonna. That's not what we're trying.
No, for sure. I genuinely want to hear his side, like how he feels about it. Because I know he called you guys liars. He called you guys psychos. And
maybe
it would be interesting to hear. Maybe. So and I've sent you a link to join the chat. If you want to jump in, you're more than welcome to come along and have a chat with us and give your side of the story. We'd be happy to hear from you. I know you're in the chat there. So he said, you guys already said I know my stuff. I've no doubt you know everything about Flat Earth, but we would love to hear how you feel about the whole thing. So the link is there. You're more than welcome to join in the chat with us and let us know how you feel about the whole thing. So when are you guys expecting to have the while we're waiting for Nathan if he wants to come in, when are you guys expecting to have your second episode?
Every Wednesday.
It's every Wednesday.
Yeah, I mean, I think no, wait, was it Thursday that I uploaded it? Oh, every Thursday, yeah. Well, once a week. I just finished it on Wednesday night, and so I was like, okay, Thursday, it's going up. And now once a week, I guess, until our next series. So now I'm going to be focusing on, we're filming our next series, and hopefully, it's not going to be Flat Earth related, sadly. But
sure.
But then hopefully that'll be up, and I'll be on a consistent schedule now again. So
that'll be awesome.
The goal, I guess.
So was there any point during the few days that you were all together where Nathan might have questioned your truthfulness or your motives?
All the time.
Yeah, I think we saw some of it on one of the videos where you guys it felt like you were kind of being cornered at a cookout or whatever at one stage. So can you tell us a little bit about that, what people were asking you and how you guys responded to that? Or
do you want to do it, Blake, or do you want me to do it?
I'll talk a little bit about it. So
go for it.
without giving too much away, because I really want you guys to all watch the series if you're interested in what we're doing. It's a really cool series. Without giving too much away, there was a point, day 2, Ben was talking about it a little bit on our way to Venice, where we had to we knew that he knew we were both doing YouTube videos. They had found my IMDb page. They knew I was an actor. So basically, we had to divert away from reckless Ben as much as possible. And so I just kind of took the lead in talking about how my acting career was hated by my parents and how they wanted me to be living my life scholastically and not through art, and how I still wanted to act. So I made up a fake last name to do acting, and I like doing YouTube prank videos. It's just for fun. And pretty much we were able to get out of that and divert so much away from Reckless Ben into my acting career that we were able to kind of dodge being found out by Nathan and kind of gain his trust again a little bit, to move on a little further into what you guys will see in the rest of the series, which is complete mayhem.
Oh yes, I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be epic.
Yeah,
it gets crazy. Dang, is Nathan not going to join? I thought he said he was going to join.
Yeah, I thought. Okay. So what happened was, I did reach out to Nathan, and I won't say what he said back to me, but it wasn't, the nicest thing in the world. So he didn't want to, and then a few people asked him in the side chat over here on the video, and he said that it honestly really wasn't a priority of his. Despite the fact that he's been in the chat for the last 36 hours and emailing me and responding to every single comment on you guys' videos. So I think it probably is important to him. And honestly, I know I give him some flack and he gives me some flack, but we'll leave bad blood aside. If Nathan wants to come in, he's more than welcome to come in and have his say. I would love to hear how he actually felt about the whole thing. Because let's face it, no matter what side of the fence you're on, if you do get punked so beautifully, it's gotta hurt. Like, that's gotta hurt the ego a little bit for anybody. I know it would hurt me. So it'd be good to just hear what you got to say, Nathan. You're welcome. I know you're still in the chat because I just tagged you in a comment. So if you want to come in, I've emailed you the link, and yeah, it would be awesome to hear what you got to say, for sure.
Yeah, that's another thing I wanted to bring up too. Was I was gonna say that's another thing I want to bring up too, is because like half the comments on the YouTube video right now are just triggered flat earthers who are like, this is so stupid and terrible and stuff. However, I think about it and I'm like, why are all these flat earthers triggered? Like, we never said anything bad about them. All we did in the first video was just play these 2 Harvard students that are stupid. And like, Nathan seems like the guy who predicted the experiment, how it would play out all along. So it's like, I don't see that as triggering content, in my opinion, at least. Like, if the roles were reversed and I was a hardcore, like at the end of the day, I don't care what the shape of the earth is. Like, who cares, in my opinion? But if I was a hardcore, like, the earth is definitely a sphere and everyone else is wrong, and the flat earthers came and they tricked me by folding toilet paper, and I was there like, this is so stupid, that wouldn't trigger me. I would think that's hilarious. That's so funny.
Yeah.
And
it is.
So I don't know why half the comments are just flat earthers saying like, oh, you guys are terrible people for doing this and stuff. And it's like we're not trying to make you look bad. We're just literally acting out a funny skit in front of your face and seeing how you react to us doing this funny skit. That's literally all episode 1 was. And and for some reason, I think it's like, because we don't necessarily agree with them, we're out to destroy them, and that's, in their eyes, they're like, we're trying to like take down all the flat earthers and stuff. And it's like, no, we're just acting out a funny skit in front of you guys and seeing how you react to it. And your reaction was correct. And in this scenario. And so to me, I don't think that's triggering content at all, but
no, not
I don't
at all.
know.
It's
That's
not
also
like
just my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like, from watching what you've done so far and from speaking to you about it, it's not like you guys went out there and was like, everybody look at these idiots, and like put them, you guys let him do what he does. I mean, this is what he does all the time. It's not like you've done anything different. So I'm not sure. I mean, they're going to get triggered anyway. That's kind of a standard operating procedure.
I
But
just think it's really funny
you know?
that that's how they're responding to it. Is
sure.
if the roles were reversed and I was like a fly, I'd be like, this is hysterical that this is happening. Like I don't know. It's just a funny skit. Is all episode 1 is like if they're acting this way in episode 1, like how are they gonna react when episode 4 comes out? Like.
So is it that bad?
I mean,
is it going to be that epic or?
It's not bad. It's just like craziness happens, I guess, and it gets crazy. But yeah.
Here also the thing about it all, Michael, Ben, and I were very clear that we didn't want to paint anyone in a bad light by making them say stuff out of context.
Sure.
So throughout the whole documentary, and Ben's editing it, and I have the utmost faith that he's gonna give everyone the integrity they deserve. I mean, we didn't take anything out of context. Anything that's said is what the context was.
Sure.
So yeah, we really wanted to make sure that we were pranking Nathan, and I guess you can go into, is that respectful or not? I don't know. That's up to you.
Sure.
Comedically, I think that's fine to do. People do it to people all the time. I think it was a fun thing that we did. But yeah, I guess the viewer will have to decide. I think just
absolutely
what you're seeing is what we were seeing.
Sure. I guess to kind of go off that, a lot of the accusations made about the Netflix special Beyond the Curve was that there was a lot of very selective editing and there was a lot of things being moved around to make it look a certain way. And I know that I was in a reality TV show a while back, and they do very carefully edit things to make it seem a certain way. But I think it's clear from your thing that a lot of it is kind of filmed almost like fly on the wall kind of thing, where that context can't really be taken away. It seems like it's fairly clear. And as we saw, a lot of it was live streamed. So it's
and Nathan knows that too. So like he knew that there was I think at the end of the day, he trusted that me and Blake were actually Harvard students, but he knew that there was a small chance that we were trolling him. And so he knew not to say anything that could be taken out of context, And because when you listen to the Discord debates and stuff, they're all like Nathan, like this is a troll, like just to be safe. Like I know you're sure these guys are Harvard students, but just to be safe, don't say anything that could be taken out of context and stuff. So even he knew that too going into it. Like this could be taken out of context. Like there's a small chance it could be. So he knew not to say anything. So I mean, it kind of did make it good then that way, because it's like we get to literally see like what a flat earther like thinks, how they act, how they do stuff, and yeah, I guess that's the documentary now.
Absolutely. So let me ask this. So when it came to the big test, so we saw the trying to get to space with toilet paper test. So it came to the big test. That's the one I think that everybody's really looking forward to. We saw these snippets. Oh, it's episode 2. Awesome. So so there was some very, very serious safety concerns around that test, right?
Yeah, it was very dangerous. The electromagnetic rays could hit you if you weren't wearing the duck suits. It was very, very dangerous.
Yeah. So tell us about the duck suits while we're at it. What's that?
700,000 gauss is a large magnet, guys. You can't toy around with it.
That's a big magnet. You definitely need a protective duck suit for that. So tell us about the duck suits, right? How did that come to be? Because I think people are still a little bit confused, and a lot of people said that they thought that was where it was obviously a troll, but it seems not. So tell us a little bit about the duck suits, how they came to be.
So the whole time, I was actually a mechanical engineer, so I know like all these science terms and stuff, so I can speak really well on it. However, it has been a few years, so I don't remember exactly everything, but I remember all the vocabulary and stuff. So I'm just spitting out random vocabulary terms that make no sense together, like, yeah, the outer electron shells bond together to form a crystal lattice structure with our conductors when we converge the two, all this, stuff that makes no sense. Like some actual
word salad.
This is gonna watch this and be like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard someone say ever, because it's just a bunch of vocabulary terms that I remember hearing in my classes just mixed together in ways that make no sense. And so one of the things I was doing in like my research on this was I was like, okay, what's actually a material that prevents like electricity from hitting people, like rubber. That's why they put rubber on outside of electric cords, you know?
Yeah.
So I just typed in rubber suit and in Amazon just because I was like, yeah, let's get a rubber suit. That'll be believable. Like if we're wearing rubber, then it'll stop the rays from hitting us. But then there was no rubber suits on Amazon, but a rubber duck suit ended up popping up, and I was like, that's funny. Let's just do that, you know. And so maybe like we'll say that the rubber from the rubber duck suit, even though there's no rubber in them, that's what'll stop the rays. And
I gotta ask, was there by any chance a tag on the suit that said like 100% polyester or something like that that might have given it away?
I don't know. So what we said was that our actual suits that we wanted to use got delayed in the shipping because of COVID, and like the production's got to stay on schedule, you know. And the director we had was like also a really, really good actor. And so he's very convincing. He's like, yeah, so we were searching everywhere and we went to Party City and they actually had these duck costumes with the material we need. And me and Blake are like you guys actually got it? And they're like, yeah. And so like me and Blake were kind of questioning the director. And so Nathan's like, well, if the director is convinced Ben and Blake, these Harvard students, that it's legit, then I have to believe it too, you know? Because me and Blake were kind of playing skeptical, like, you sure like this has it, like to the director? And he ended up convincing us. And since he convinced us, he also convinced Nathan, you know?
That was awesome. That's epic. So he did actually end up wearing the duck suit, of course, didn't he?
Yeah. I mean, also we were kind of saying like this is kind of a funny thing that we're doing. Like it's like this will make good TV, you know, if we're wearing these suits, you know, and so I mean you can say stuff like that too, but yeah, I mean you wore it. I mean I don't really think that like proves anything. Like everyone's saying like, oh, Nathan wore the duck suit, so that's proof that he's stupid. But like I don't know. I mean I probably would have done it if I was in his position too, you know. So
yeah, and I'll be real. I've acted for a long time, and I haven't been so enveloped in the character to date yet. I mean, we were doing this for, it felt like 24 hours a day for 3 or 4 days. It was hard to remember for us that it was fake. We knew, obviously, but like I have no doubt that Nathan thought it was real, because honestly, everyone on our team did such a killer job that like it was hard to tell it was fake. I mean, obviously, as time goes on in the episodes, you guys will see, we start pushing the boundary a little more because we figure what do we have to lose. But yeah, we
at the end, dude, and Blake is just an incredible actor.
Yeah. I think
Blake
you guys did an amazing job. You guys did an amazing job. Like they of course there was a bit of love in the show. Can you guys tell us about that, or is it too early?
Oh, it's too early. It's too early to talk about that. But
too early. Okay, so that's going to be a big deal, right?
It's going to be a big deal, yeah.
Awesome.
You guys gotta wait to see the relationship unfold.
And what's
that's going to be beautiful.
Is so the girlfriend's name is Brianna, and she's a professional slackliner. That's how I know her. I met her at a slackline competition, and then she just became my roommate, I think like 1 or 2 days before we started filming this. And so we're like looking for a girl, and she's at work, so she can't come to the shoot first day because she has like an actual real life job, unlike us. So she can't go to the shoot, and I'm like, I'm trying to find a girl that wasn't at the shoot to play Blake's girlfriend for this FaceTime, and I'm like, hey, you should just do it, Brianna. And Blake has no clue who she is. So like their first time ever like interacting with each other, I think, was like when they did that like FaceTime call. Well, you'll get to it, but I'm actually kind of giving away spoilers right now. But like basically like on camera was like I think the first time they actually saw each other, and they have to pretend like they're like boyfriend and girlfriend, I guess. And yeah, they just played. Both of them played it off so well. It was incredible.
That's absolutely I saw some of the footage from that on the live stream, and it looked legit to me. That's for sure. I wasn't actually honestly sure if you guys were a genuine item or what the story was.
Flat or not, or you thought maybe
the
Harvard students proved it flat.
Oh yeah, like I think everybody in the whole world was probably thinking, right, that's it. Earth is flat, NASA's fake. Like you guys played it off so well. I was like, that's it. NASA are just going to disappear into obscurity. we'll probably hand Nathan the keys to the vacuum chamber or whatever, and I'll move on with our lives at this point. That's kind of. So I have been chatting to Nathan in the chat. I was genuinely hoping that he would come on. He said, "Did you want to interview these guys or talk to me? Focus on your guests, fam." You can have more than one guest at a time. So I think like the last time, he's just trying to dodge again. Unfortunately, that's a shame. And the other thing he said is that he's only in the chat to block people. So that's the only reason he's here, unfortunately. But Nathan, look, I sent you the link. You're welcome at any time. Come and have your say. We won't be streaming for too long, so time will run out eventually. But I would love to give you the floor to have your say. Let us know how you feel about the whole thing, because I think it's fair. I think it's fair to give him that chance to say what he's got to say.
I feel bad too, because there's a lot of questions that are still unanswered for him that I wanted to answer for him on this podcast. Like one of the big questions I know that he has right now, that Nathan has, is what made this so believable is this guy named Jeb Carty. He's the CEO of Zumbly, and it's this real estate company. It's actually getting pretty big. It's competing with Zillow right now. And I recently became friends with him over Instagram. He was a fan of my Scientology series because he actually had some clients in Scientology that screwed him over. So he really connected with the Scientology series I did. And he's like, dude, I want to be a part of your next series. So I'm like, what character could this guy play? I'm like, what if this guy just plays himself? He's the CEO of Zumbly and he's the investor of this TV show, And that's what made it so real, because every time Nathan looks up Jeb Carty on the internet, he actually sees that he's actually the CEO of this company. He has the blue check mark next to his name on Instagram. He's a legit guy. He everything, because he was literally playing himself. The only lie was he's not actually investing in this TV show. But but I don't know. I kind of wanted to answer some questions like that to Nathan, things that were still holes in the story, where it's okay, now that the joke is done, I want to tell you about it, and let's talk about it for real and just clear up everything. But
absolutely. There's a comment in the chat from Helmut, and I think that's true. He says he just got questions, he doesn't want the answer. So yeah, that's unfortunate, because it would have been good to.
Flat Earthers, dude, is because there is no answers in Flat Earth, and it's a mystery, and it's exciting, And
exactly, it's just all questions. And if you give them the answer, they don't want to hear it. And it unfortunately seems like that's the case now, where Nathan just doesn't. I gotta say, I'm surprised he doesn't want to have his say, because he's a pretty vocal dude. So it would be great. I've sent him the link. He's been in the chat for literally 2 days. So it would have been good to actually have him on to have his say. And
you know what though? I mean, if he doesn't want to come in and he feels more comfortable doing what he's doing, let him do that.
I don't want to pressure to do something.
For sure.
Yeah, we don't have him in here. Fair enough. Honestly, I'm happy to be talking about the project, and I hope this just gets people more excited to see the rest of the series. Yeah. It's truly just really, really funny and really heartwarming, and we hope to do more and more of this type of stuff. So.
And a thing that struck me about it too is the fact that there actually hasn't been a lot of this stuff in the last few years. A lot of it is a lot of stuff on YouTube and Facebook that claim to be pranks. A lot of it is kind of just setups, and it's very obviously faked. So to see you guys going out there doing the real hard work, you could put all of this work in and it could just fail, where you get a person to come out. If Nathan knew straight up that you guys were trolling him, he could have just walked away and that would be the end of your show. But so it proves that you guys put in an enormous amount of work. I don't think anybody's denying that Nathan is a very intelligent dude. He's very capable, very smart guy. So for you to even be able to prank him and make him believe it proves that you guys put in an enormous amount of work. And the production looks great. It looks great.
So if there was one point that had to be made during this whole documentary, the whole thing was the reason I kind of came up with it was, like I said before, but it was also because I wanted to create after meeting Blake and his whole friend group, they make these giant skits, and they do all these basically crazy stories and stuff. And I was like, what if we do that, but in real life, you know? Like, what if we actually, like, do a fantasy, like, movie type of thing? Like, we have this whole love story and stuff, but we actually act it out in real life with someone that thinks it's real. So that was kind of
Yeah.
the main inspiration for it. But also, if there was one point to be made, it was that, like, just because I come from a science background as a mechanical engineer, the way science works is you do your experiment and then you make sure it's correct and then you base the conclusions off of what the experiment says. You don't like stand at one point and like only like look at evidence that supports your side. So it was
Sure.
like, what? How does the flat Earth community react when an experiment does support their side? Like, do they question it and be like, "Oh, is this experiment legit?" Like, or do they just go along with it because it agrees with them? You know. And if there was one point that the documentary is trying to show, it was probably that, I guess, is like this is how they look at evidence and yeah, I guess.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I think everybody, as you were speaking there in the debunker community, was nodding their heads in agreement that a lot of it is with the flat Earth stuff. A lot of it is kind of just shopping for things that gives you the conclusion you want. Much like anti-vaxxers and things like that. A lot of it is just kind of, well, this one tiny piece of potential evidence is everything, and everything else is a lie or some kind of conspiracy. So did you guys meet any other flat earthers while you were out there?
Yeah, we ended up going to a flat Earth meetup. I wanted to go to a flat Earth convention. I thought that'd be really funny, but because of COVID, they only had one conference this year, and it was like the week before we did this. So we're like, no! Like if we would have just thought of this idea a week earlier, you know. But oh well.
So we have a comment from Nathan for you. He says, "I told you guys it was a stupid experiment, and please post the proof. I said I was coming on your live. Just show it on the screen for the audience, Irish Demon."
Yeah, and that's one of the good points too, is that in the beginning he was saying it's a stupid experiment because it was a stupid experiment. Like, I actually got the idea from a Mr. Beast video. It was a parody of, he's like, the Earth is definitely flat. I just discovered it. I put a magnet on this side of the world and a magnet on this side of the world. And the magnets are like this big. And he actually flies someone to the other side of the world because he has a bunch of money. And they're like, oh, we don't feel the connection. It's flat, you know? And so I was like, what if we do the exact same thing just with slightly bigger magnets and make it more believable? So that's how I got the idea. And then, so yeah, you're right. It was a stupid test. But then at the end, Nathan, like, the episode ends with Nathan saying, tons and tons of credibility with this test. You guys saw it. This test is completely legit. It's extremely credible. So it's proved once and for all. And it's like, I mean, like, you could see how like the opinion changes once it favors their side. You know what I mean? And like, I'm not just saying it's flat earthers. There's probably a lot of round earthers out there that would say the same thing, you know, but at the end of the day, like, that's not actual science. And if they claim that, like, oh, this is like, we use science to prove this, then I mean, it's not, you know. So like, that's the one point that we kind of are trying to make a little bit in it. But besides that, it's kind of just like a fun adventure of what it's like to be a flat earther, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you guys actually know any flat earthers, like, personally, or?
I'm very good friends with B.O.B. Other than that, no.
Oh yeah. Blake and B.O.B. go way back, dude.
No,
so you got that kind of direct connection then?
No. I mean, maybe I have friends. I don't think so. I mean, a lot of my friends, at least in college, were all engineers and like people that actually like kind of know that it's round, I guess. But yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't think flat earthers are bad people at all. Like,
oh no, not at all.
Great people. I just think
like, I've met a
shape of the earth.
Yeah, absolutely. I've met a lot of them who've actually just been really cool guys, like really nice people who just have this thing that they believe in. It is a religious belief. I mean, it's not like, it's not necessarily that they're Christians or whatever, but
well, that's one of the main arguments is that the Bible supports it, you know? So it is definitely a religious belief. And that was one of Nathan's main arguments, is that like the Bible supports this, and like if the earth was round, like that supports the Big Bang. So it's like, I don't know, it definitely is a religious belief. But
yeah. And I mean, I think everybody knows that the people who wrote the Bible were geophysicists, obviously. So, I mean, it goes without saying, right? That they must have known. So, so when you guys were out there, you got grilled pretty hard at one stage. And, oh, actually, sorry, we've got we've got a question from PhD Tony, a really good friend of the channel and a fellow beardsman, says, was part of your magnet a paper tray from the photocopier?
No.
I actually heard him say that. So this is how we made it. Me and Blake actually made it. We spent, what, a good 10 minutes on it?
Yeah.
We got VCR tape from the thrift store for $20. And I took the top off. I took the part where the tape machine is in. And then, yeah, it's just basically we just took out everything that worked the CPU board. So it's all the CPU boards on there. So it looks kind of like it's flashing with lights and stuff. So it looks all like high tech. And then, so we have two of those. So one on this side and then one about 10 feet on this side. We had a copper wire that went from connecting both of them. And then we had a rod into the ground. And what we told them was that the electrons were going, like the CPU boards are managing the electrons that are going through, putting them into the ground, and then like because of the crystallized structure and the iron, which is completely made up, that the iron is, the mountains are just made of iron. We're like, yeah, basically this isn't the magnet. The magnet is the mountain. This is just what charges the magnet, if that makes sense. And so
Yes.
our mountain is now our magnet. That's just the charger. So now that the whole mountain is our magnet, like the other side of the world can reach it, because literally 25 square mile mountain range is a magnet that can be detectable through the earth, you know, especially if it's charged with enough gauze, you know, and you say it with confidence. And my guess is, like, I don't know, if I think if I would have been hearing my speech that I said, even someone like me like might have slightly believed it, you know, like just because of how like the high popular words I was saying.
It is a very common thing with a lot of flat earthers where there's just a lot of word salad, so it sounds very smart. And it's like, well, this guy clearly knows what he's talking about. I've been there myself where, you know, friends are talking about shit that I have no idea, and I'm like, well, I'm just going to believe that. We have a question, so from Indie Tiger, not so much a question, he just got a comment, and he says, flat earthers tell us to do our own research, but science and engineering students do their own research. You would know that, of course. They do their own experiments and it proves the mainstream science is correct. The earth is round. What do you guys reckon about, have you seen any of the flat earth experiments that were done, like the ones on Beyond the Curve and all that stuff?
So I saw them. I don't really remember too much from the documentary. But what are you talking about again? The one where they like spin it and then...
Yeah, so they had what's known as a ring laser gyroscope, and as I mentioned that, I know I'm going to see the chat "thanks Bob" come up in the side chat from basically everybody. But basically, a ring laser gyroscope proves the Earth is actually a globe, and it was a great flat earther that actually did prove that. So when it comes to like flat earth science in general, have you seen anything at all that would convince you that the earth is flat, or is it just like, nah, for either of you?
I'm trying to think. No, not really. I mean, no.
That's a fair thing to say, I think.
Yeah, to be honest, I've never really, the most I've researched flat earth or the globe is this fake documentary we made. So I don't know if I'm the best to ask, but I'd say I'm definitely a glober.
At the end of the day, like, I don't really care. Like
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I hear you. So you guys have been getting a fair bit of flack on your channel from flat earthers. Did you guys get anything really bad, or is it just kind of silly arguments, or what's?
It's just silly arguments. It's all just like, this isn't even funny. This isn't even like cool. Like, this is the best that the main comment that I see so much is, this is all the globers have. Like, this is the best they can do to prove the Earth is a globe. It's like, I'm not trying to prove anything. I'm just trying to do a documentary of what's it like to be a flat earther, you know? Like, I'm not trying to prove the globe in this. Like,
we're trying to make...
They're like, this is the best that the globers have. I'm like, I wouldn't even say I'm on the globers side. Like, I'm just here to make a good video, you know?
Yeah, just something funny. It's just like...
But they just put me in with these... They're like, oh, this guy's a super anti-flat earther. This guy's going to war with us, you know? And I'm just like, I mean, if that's what you guys want, then... I mean, I'll let you guys believe that, but I mean, I'm just here to make a great documentary, you know?
Yeah, and it is so far awesome. I'm really excited for the rest of it. So what about for you, Ben? Sorry, Blake. When you were filming the documentary, at any point did you kind of think, hey, maybe these guys have a point?
No.
No.
In short,
There was some times where I was actually, you can kind of see it where like Nathan will bring up a point, and then I'm just like it's like killing me inside to like agree with them, but I'm just like yeah. Like, I think there was one
you
time
got
where
no
he's talking
choice.
about like he's trying to disprove evolution, and like his reason for disproving evolution is because we have monkeys in cages at the zoos, and if monkeys end up becoming humans, then that's human trafficking, and that's his proof that evolution is not true. And it's like I don't know. It was just stuff like that the whole weekend, and like I don't know. But that's kind of the point of the documentary is like, hey, now that he thinks that we're flat earthers, he's more opening to say his actual beliefs because he thinks that we're gonna accept it. So yeah, I
That
mean,
is, yeah.
but it was all arguments like that the whole weekend. So like I didn't take anything
So
seriously.
nothing
There wasn't really.
substantial or yeah.
Um,
I'm just going to say to my yeah, go ahead.
Yep. We have a joiner, and I need to reset the screen. So can we
No
join?
worries. We'll
And,
just take a
couple
very
of
quick
seconds.
break. No worries, lads and lassies. We're just going to take a very, very quick break. We've just got to pop up on the screen here, and we'll go from there.
know it's fake, man.
Wait, Nathan, you're saying that in a very like aggressive way, like you don't know this, like I think it's okay if I don't know it, right? Like there's got to be some things that you don't know too, and it's okay, you know, like we're all human beings, we don't know everything. And
just
that's
a heads up, Colin. We don't have sound.
Yeah, you've got sound now. It's kicked back in.
All right,
that's kind of what makes
we're back.
fun is when we don't know everything, and I'm not claiming to know everything, you know, and so
We're back.
Oh, sweet, we're back.
Yeah, we're back live. So we're just having a few small technical issues. Apparently there's an echo at the moment. So we're just gonna get that. We're gonna get that all sorted out. And Nathan's beautiful face is here with us. Good to see you, Nathan. Thank you so much for joining us. And of course, we do want to give you your say. That's, you know, I just want to be fair. Like you are the subject of this. So for the most part, I think flat Earth is the subject of this, but you're here to have your say. What do you have to say, good sir?
Thanks for all the work you guys do promoting me and my activism. I really appreciate it.
Welcome.
Yeah,
a lot of my subscribers have contacted me to say that since they saw my videos that they have immediately become flat earthers and abandoned all reason. So you're welcome.
And Nathan, also, I also wanted to say this was never supposed to be a hit piece or a hateful piece. It was supposed to be revolutionary documentary style of what it's like to be a flat earther. And so, I don't know. I think it is a little bit weird that the whole flat earth community is getting really triggered about the whole thing, because it's not supposed to make you guys look terrible in any ways. Like it's like what you heard about the first episode. You're right. I agree with what you said. You were the guy who correctly predicted the outcome while me and Blake were making ourselves look like fools in front of you, you know? And yeah, it's not supposed to be a triggering thing, but yeah, I just wanted to start off with that, I guess.
Yeah, I wasn't triggered by it at all. I thought you guys looked stupid, not me.
Oh, you were so triggered, dude.
So I just thought it was funny, you know? You guys are folding up toilet paper, claiming to be Harvard students, claiming to have a giant magnet, couldn't get your hazmat suits, so the only thing you had was duck suits. Like, that's hilarious. I thought it was funny. And I honestly had a good time hanging out with you guys. Like, other than the fact I think you guys are liars and like scumbags. Like, who does that? Who just lies and you know, but I had fun hanging out with you. If you weren't lying scumbags, like I'd probably consider you guys like genuine
and
you know?
And possible rapists, right? Like you put up a post on Instagram. What was that post? I didn't see it because you blocked me ages ago.
Psychopathic behavior. If you look at the characteristic traits of a psychopath, it is exactly what these gentlemen did to me for 3 days.
Such as
grandiose sense of self, claiming they went to Harvard, lying.
Maybe I am a psychopath, you know?
Depending, so Ben admits it. So I mean, 1 out of 2 right there admits it. So, but the real prank, guys, is not pretending you went to Harvard and becoming flat earthers. The real prank, ladies and gentlemen, is bringing a flat earther out from Virginia and proving you live on a spinning ball. That's the real prank.
Well, that wouldn't have been good, because this is why that wouldn't have worked. I wanted to tell you when you were here, but I'll just say it now. That wouldn't have worked because I think you're smarter than that. You know what I mean? Like, you're not that stupid. You would have been, when we were originally pitching to you the magnet, you were saying, this isn't a good test, you know? And so if we would have proved it a sphere, you would have been like, this isn't a good test, because you're smarter than that, you know? You would have known it's not a good test. You would have been like, let me see the magnet. You would have found out it wasn't actually a magnet. It wouldn't have worked.
It never was a good test. Even when you said it proved flat, I have 150 flat earth proofs memorized alphabetically, and I didn't put Harvard student proved with the magnet it was flat. I just thought it was a stupid test from the beginning. If you guys want to run with it and say it's your test and say you proved it's flat and make yourself look stupid, I'm cool with that. You guys run with it, dude. Thanks for all the work you do promoting me, because I'm right. I know the surface of Earth has no convexity or curvature. They made up the R value. It's a religion. You said that flat Earth is based on religion. Most flat earthers aren't even Christians, guys. Just because I'm a Christian doesn't make every flat earther a Christian. Just because they know the surface of the curve.
Most are, dude. Come on. Who are you kidding here?
It may be 50-50. And you're talking to someone who's got more flat earthers than anyone in the world. Not more than you guys.
I trust Nathan on this one. I think Nathan knows the flat earth community better than any of us.
Absolutely.
I know. I met more flat earthers than anyone, guys. So I'm not talking out my ass here.
I trust Nathan on this. Yeah.
Half of them are
Yeah.
anti-Bible, guys. Straight up. I get into arguments with flat earthers about this stuff on Discord. Come check out the 24/7 live Discord. But yeah.
Can I let me ask you a question from the chat? JL Warren says, why did you double down that they weren't lying if you knew the whole time? So why did you like argue with other flat earthers about
What I was
the whole
arguing
thing?
with flat earthers about was not that they were lying. It's that I didn't know they were lying at that time. Like, I have to know if someone's lying to call them a liar. Just because
you said on a video, and I've got it, that you said that you knew from the very beginning that they were lying.
No, I never said I knew from the very beginning they were lying.
Yeah, you did. I've got it on a video.
I actually
linked over
did read a
something.
comment. Maybe it was someone impersonating you, but I did read a comment that said, I knew it was a prank from the moment they brought out the duck costumes.
Yeah, there's a lot of people pretending to be me, guys. I got a ton of emails saying,
Really?
"You're making death threats on YouTube." I wouldn't risk getting my YouTube channel deleted so that I could go around telling Globers that I already think are abject retards that I want to hurt them. I mean, they literally.
So what you're saying is there's
That's what I
people
do.
out there.
That makes
So
no
Nathan,
sense.
you're saying that there's people out there that are pretending to be you online that are saying that you knew it was a hoax the whole time just to make you look stupid and have you contradict yourself?
There's people pretending to be me to say all sorts of things, bro. It's ridiculous. They have nothing better to do, man.
Well, I'm really sorry that happens. Like, that's one point that we want to make in the documentary too, is like we're not trying to just hate on you. You know what I mean? Like, that wasn't the point of it. The point of it is like, what's it like to be a flat earther, you know? And so that's why we went out flat smacking. We showed that part. We showed like, what's your life like? What's love like in flat earth? And yeah, we just came up with this crazy story. That's all it is. It's not supposed to be like a hit piece and like, oh, look how stupid Nathan Thompson is. It's supposed to be like, this is what his life is like. Like, this guy has an extraordinary life, and here's a little look into it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to know what my life's like, you go to a better job portraying it than Irish Demon, who literally emailed me an hour ago and said I'm homeless, bro, and said enjoy the show from your car. Does it look like I'm in a car to you, any of you guys?
I don't know.
We've all seen the videos. We've all seen the videos of you crying.
Nathan, that's just a backdrop, Nathan.
And nobody.
That's just,
tells
I know
me
you're in your car, Nathan. That's just a
Pipe down.
backdrop.
Nobody tells me.
Yeah.
There's CGI right here. I'm just in the van.
You just CGI'd the back. You have a green
You
screen
see-
in your car,
yeah,
Nathan.
CGI, you can't prove.
We all know your
Over there.
secrets, Nathan.
Yep, the reflection.
can't prove it.
It's all CGI.
Yeah, no, it's CGI. You can't prove shit.
Microphones in front of here. You guys are gonna think I'm on the ISS because you're that gullible.
You're on the
Yeah.
ISS.
That
Pretty
background is clearly CGI, like 100%. It's that's just
All right.
live interaction. That's CGI, dude.
Sorry, Gio, someone's at the door now.
Hey,
Sorry,
what are we-
Gio, pipe down. We're in
Someone's at the imaginary door.
a parking lot, Gio. Calm down. We're in a parking lot in my car. We can't be parking.
all right. So what are we?
So-
what are we doing here? What's going on?
I was
Oh,
going
no.
to what contract law because there's 4 constituent parts to a contract. Do you guys know that?
Yes.
Go for it.
Excellent. What are they, Ben?
I don't know actually personally. However, we had a team that we verified with. And
All right, great. Well, let me teach you a little bit about contracts, right? Contract is a body of law that relates to making and enforcing agreements. So we allegedly had agreement. You would think we did, right? You think we had an agreement, right, Ben?
yes.
Okay, well, according to the 4 constituent parts of a contract, we didn't. So
I don't know.
4 constituent parts are the offer, acceptance, intent, consideration. I'm sure you don't know what any of these means, but I want to focus on acceptance. Do you know what acceptance means?
I don't, but my legal team does.
Excellent. Well, you better ask them about it because my legal team is going to be contacting your legal team. Can I get the name of your attorney?
Wait,
Gio is
Nathan-
not a
Nathan,
Gio
I
is
thought
not a
you said
lawyer,
this whole
dude.
thing was funny. Why are you getting so angry now?
I'm not angry.
He's triggered. He's
I'm not
triggered.
angry at all. You have a legal
He's so
team. I
triggered.
don't know who they are because I have a legal
So
team, too.
triggered.
Not just in Virginia, but in California. So I have 2
What's-
legal teams.
So what's the point of
I
this?
have
What are we?
one
What are
legal
we
team.
trying to
Yeah,
do on this?
what's the
Hold
point
on.
of it?
Hey, can I say something real quick? What's the point of this podcast right now? Are we just gonna argue, or should we just?
Yeah, I
end
was
it?
trying to. I
I
was
wanna
hoping
hear
that it
Nathan's
was.
side.
You guys.
I just want to hear.
an hour about bringing me on.
Well,
I just want to hear
Nathan's
what
side.
you
And
have
this
to
is
say. I want to.
Yeah, this is we're hearing Nathan out right now. So the point of bringing Nathan on was to hear him out, and right now we have to hear him out. And
I
But
agree.
you are contradicting yourself though a little bit when you say that, like, oh, this was actually hilarious. Thank you guys for flying me out. I really enjoyed this. You guys gave me more followers. You're showing people about flat Earth, like, and now you're and you're like, it's funny, but now you're like, oh, I'm so mad that I have to send my legal team after you. So it is a little bit contradictory.
Not
So
mad.
then why are you sending the legal team out then?
We didn't have a contract in the first place, so for you to assume we did, I'm sorry, but.
Well, why
I'm
does
not
it matter if
saying we
it's a
did.
funny joke and it's
Ben,
helping
who is
you?
your legal team? Can you just tell me so they can contact them and they don't have to go through you?
Yeah, I can get it for you. I mean, I have the
Please
number.
email me. Great. All right. I'm done with
I
the
feel
contract
like
part.
I feel like the audience it's not good. I could like look it up and stuff, but the audience doesn't want to see that. I feel like we'll do that. We'll do that after the podcast.
I don't want you to dox your legal team either. I'm just saying email me and I.
Okay, I'll do it.
All right, okay.
But-
Let's leave the legal dick swinging alone for a minute, right? Let's just go back to the whole point of the stream, all right? Because I agree with Blake. I think we've gone off topic. What we asked you to come on for is we want to know how you feel about the whole thing. Do you feel it was fair? Do you feel like you've been outed as something, or like how do you feel about it? Do you feel it was a good thing or a bad thing? The whole experience.
I went to LA for free. Got to see a bunch of my friends. Stayed in a really nice hotel. And these guys paid me for everything. And not just that, they lied the entire time and promoted me and my work and my activism. So again, how I feel about it, thank you so much, guys, for being prankster liars. Like, cool story. I'm glad you called me.
Sarcastically, Nathan, or are you being for real? I can't tell.
I'm not a jokester. I'm not a comedian. So when I say something, I'm very serious.
So you're like, thank you. Now I'm going to send my legal team after you. It's contradictory. So it sounds like you're saying it sarcastically, because if you were genuine, you wouldn't be like, oh, I'm so mad at these guys, I have to send my legal team. You're like, normally I don't send my legal team to someone to offer thanks. So to me, it doesn't sound genuine.
Oh no, we just got some things to sort out, like some expenses you guys said you'd cover that weren't.
That.
Yeah, no problem. I got some issues, some things. I mean, we don't have to take it a lot farther, but we can talk, Ben, if you want, because I don't have to go through all that.
Okay, we can talk after the podcast. I just don't want to bore this guy's audience.
Yeah.
We can talk about any issues you have afterwards. If that.
Don't worry, bro. The audience has nothing better to do. They're sitting there listening to a live stream about me, a flat earther, that the guy who runs the channel says I live in my car. Like he's just.
Okay.
You usually do.
So,
you usually do.
The
To
guy
be
who runs
fair.
the channel is a lying. No, I travel almost full time.
Nah.
Sometimes I fly. I was in 4 different.
Nah.
last month.
Who cares? That's
Nobody cares.
I don't want to hear that.
Nobody
debate.
cares.
I also don't care that you don't agree with that. But let Nathan say
tell us.
talk about his life. I don't want you to talk about Nathan's life. But anyways, what was one of the issues you had, Nathan? Because me and Blake didn't want this to be a bad thing for you. You know what I mean?
I already told you.
That wasn't the goal.
Yeah, I already told you guys. I didn't look stupid. You guys made yourselves look stupid. So if you guys want to spend your lives.
So is that one of the problems you had? Was that we look stupid?
So that you can get views on YouTube, and then you come on the stream when I'm not here and say, "Oh, it's all just a religious debate," and then admit, "Oh no, Nathan's right. It's not. Half the people don't believe in the Bible." So you're actually contradicting yourselves, not me.
So that's your problem, is that me and Blake are looking stupid?
I don't have a problem.
You said there's issues to work out.
You just sound really upset right now. So I'm just trying to find out what's upsetting you so much.
No, I'm not upset.
Okay.
No,
cool.
you just sound really upset. I'm sorry. Maybe that's just, I don't know. It's just when you were here in LA, you just seemed so much happier. Now you seem so angry, and it's just, I don't you were actually happy here in LA. You know what I mean? And we captured on camera, when you compare your demeanors, I don't know. You just sound not happy right now, and I'm just trying to find out.
Lying to me, dude.
What?
You guys were lying to me. The reason I was happy is you were lying to me.
Okay. Well, I'll say from.
You're right.
I'll say for me, I'm sorry I lied to you.
Me too.
It was for the sake of a comedic video, but I'm sorry if that offended you, and I truly don't. I don't wish you any malice. I honestly wish you the best, and that's all it was from my point of view. Is I was an actor hired by Ben to help him do this vision, and so yeah.
And then for me, I'm sorry if I got your hopes up at all that we proved the Earth flat by our magnet.
No, I already knew it was flat before you did anything.
That was the part that I might have felt bad about, because we get this guy's hopes up that we finally have proof from Harvard now. And then it turns out to be, that was the part where it's like, maybe we could have gotten his hopes up, but if you're okay with that, then I guess that's settled. So
Yeah, no, that was the prank, you know?
yeah.
So Nathan, can I just say, right?
You guys had a good team. I mean, it sucks. Michael was lying to me the whole time, and like I fed that guy. I gave him brews. I smoked with him. I gave him weed. Like it just sucks that the people that like I was so generous to were just lying to me. You know, I thought you guys were my friends, to be honest, and you're just liars.
We kind of did become friends.
People think that, oh, Nate's his ego's hurt. He got pranked. Guys, I thought the Earth was a globe for 30 years. You guys haven't figured out you're being pranked by NASA. They're lying to all the kids you know, all the kids you claim to care about. All your friends are being lied to. They're having their tax money stolen. Like, the real prank is on you guys, not me.
I figured it out.
Might
be, yeah.
Yeah. So,
hey, Nathan, serious question, right? Like, if let's say we had a person here that had never heard of flat Earth before, really didn't care about the shape of the Earth or whatever, what's the proof that you would tell them? Just one, if you could say this is the one piece of absolute proof, what would it be? The easiest one for a complete idiot to understand.
Yeah, that would be.
We know this, Ben. We know the answer to this. Water's body, water do not curve.
Yeah.
I was going to say that. I was going to say autism increased by over 3,000 times since the advent of mandatory vaccine programs.
What's that got to do with the shape of the Earth, though?
Oh, well, you could just say correlation isn't causation, because that could be correlation, right? But doctors are instructed by the American Medical Association to downplay parents' concerns of vaccine reactions. And the federal government reports...
What's that got to do with the shape of the Earth?
Oh, your audience knows all my proofs for the shape of the Earth. I got 150 memorized.
Well, at the end of the day, I should say this. At the end of the day, that wasn't the goal of the documentary, to prove that we're on a flat Earth and to prove we're on a round Earth. You're right. If that was the goal, we would have done what you said. We would have proved it to be a sphere. But the goal was never to say, hey, I'm correct in my opinions about the shape of the Earth. I'm not claiming to be correct. I'm just claiming to try and be making a documentary. Oh, no, this is freezing on me.
Battery. Get battery?
No, okay, just freezing. I'm so sorry, it was just freezing. What I am claiming, however, though, is let me go back to Skype. Okay, that's not what I'm claiming. Is that I'm correct in my opinion of the shape of the Earth? Because maybe I'm wrong. Like, I'm pretty sure it's a globe, but there's a small chance I could be wrong. And so I'm not claiming to 100% know that I'm on a globe. But what I am claiming is that I wanted to make a good documentary of what it's like to be a flat earther, you know? And I think I produced a really good documentary about that. And so I will make that claim. But I don't know, just getting all like defensive and trying to debate me on this, like, at the end of the day, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, that's not like what I'm here for, at least, you know?
So you don't care about kids being lied to and your friends having their tax money stolen?
I don't.
But I don't think they are being lied to.
You're an actor, like you're an actor, which is another word for a liar.
I guess there's a lot of liars.
But there's also
You probably dig it. You're like, man, they're making 50 million a day to lie to people, and I can only make $100 on my YouTube videos.
So he is lying. But that's if you look at that's a glass half empty way of looking at it. If you look at the glass half full way of looking at it, he's also an entertainer, and he's entertaining hopefully a lot of people that watch our video. So it's like there's always two ways to look at things. There's the glass half empty, glass half full. And so right now I think you're looking at the glass half empty, where maybe we're looking at it the glass half full, where it's like, think about the good this documentary can do, all the entertainment it can bring, you know? So there's always two different sides to it. And I'm sorry, like we did put you on the bottom side of it. Like, you were the one being lied to, and I'm sorry about that. And so it makes sense that you think that way. But
you guys already said sorry. I'm not mad at you about it. And you are indirectly bringing people to the truth, because anyone who watches your videos that hasn't heard about flat Earth and has eyes to see and ears to hear is going to look at my dictionary or my journal with 150 proofs.
We showed it. We showed all your proofs.
Right.
So they're going to go
to our audience. They're going to see the proofs.
Can I just ask this though, Nathan? You said that you're not triggered or you're not angry about it. Then why did you put up that thing on Instagram, basically calling us rapists?
No, I
called me a rapist.
People, guys.
Yeah.
If people have psychopathic behaviors and are willing to participate in long cons and have grandiose sense of self and lie to people and fly them out from Virginia and claim you went to Harvard and say you proved the Earth is flat and spend the next 2 days going around telling everyone it's flat. Now you're coming on here saying, oh, it's a ridiculous idea. Everyone who thinks it is just a Christian. Well, then why
Well,
didn't
how
you?
does that make us rapists, though?
true.
Like you put up.
That was true. I
So
didn't-
do you want to address like how you call us rapists?
Wait. I want to hear Nathan. I want to hear Nathan out. Wait, sit. Keep going, Nathan. Sorry.
I don't want to be talking on Irish streams when he's in the middle of interrupting me, Ben. Go ahead.
I'm so sorry. Yeah,
moderator.
Irish, even stop interrupt. I'm so sorry.
Sorry, guys. Moderator. Sorry.
He messed up. Keep going, Nathan.
The show was supposed to be about you guys, dude. I wasn't even supposed to come on, and the first half was you guys just crying about whether or not I'm going to come on or not. So
Here you are. So let's hear what you got to say.
Let's hear it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I told you that.
Nathan,
What
if
I
I
had to
interrupt
say.
you, just cut me off. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I have nothing else to say to you guys. Thanks for all you do, promoting my work. I appreciate it.
Sweet.
problem.
So what's your plan with the legal team then? Because I don't know. To me, it's just like I'm okay if like you come after me because like nothing's gonna happen. But like why would you want to if you're actually thankful about it? Like that just to me it just makes me seem like you're saying thank you, but there's still a little big part of the inside that's like there's unfinished business, and you're just pretending to like thank you guys, you know. But like
Yeah, maybe I'm thinking.
like you gotta show it, not tell it, you know. Like right now you're saying thank you, but the way you're showing it is like, yo, I'm gonna send my legal team after you. So it's like.
Yeah.
And like I don't want you to like face the repercussions of like making yourself look stupid when your legal team comes after us, you know. And
No, they're good.
but I don't know, it just to me at least, maybe I'm wrong, but it just seems like you're like actions speak louder than words. Like your action is like, oh, I'm sending my legal team, but I'm saying thank you. So it's like
You guys,
to me, I'm not convinced.
What you said you'd pay me.
Okay, we'll pay you what we said we paid you. Yeah, that's why we said keep all your receipts and send the receipts.
Yeah. Also, we have more to talk about than just that.
Let's talk about it.
All right, great. But we'll talk about all the legal stuff later.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to do that in front of the audience.
That sounds like a good idea.
No, I want to make sure you're like good and covered, dude. Like
I'm good.
I don't want to screw you over, you know.
He's got a
Michael's
Porsche.
right next to you. Does Michael not remember telling me, "Oh, just hang out at the airport for 4 hours. We'll send you $100 for hanging out at the airport"? Does he not remember saying that?
But then he sent you a follow-up email that said, "Save your receipt and send it to me." Have you sent him the receipt?
You guys were lying to me about everything. You think I'm going to send you my receipts and say, "Oh, okay, I know you're lying about everything. Can you pay me for this?" No, I'll have my attorney do that. And also have my attorney talk to you about contract law, because obviously you don't know anything about it.
I don't. You're right, but my legal team does.
Great. Mine does too, and I'm familiar with it.
So yeah, if you have just send basically we took the step that was send us the receipts, and we're waiting on you to take the next step, which is to actually send those receipts. And so we're waiting on you.
Oh, I thought you guys were just scumbag liars because that's what you are. So I didn't bother. I was going to have my attorney send you the invoice. But if you guys were just going to pay me straight up everything I've got for the entire trip, straight up, great. No problem. But also, we've got more to talk about than that. So were there any questions from the chat for me, Irish, or no?
All right, let's see. Have anybody in the chat got any questions for Nathan? And please just try to keep it respectful. We don't need any abuse or anything here. I've got a question. Did you get any backlash from your fellow flat earthers about this? Like, we all know about Jaren and all that stuff, but aside from that, have you had anybody go like, dude, how did you not see that this was a con or whatever?
I've got a phrase I say all the time, and it's you can't please all the flat earthers all the time. And it doesn't matter how much public speaking you do, traveling around the world, talking in different languages with translators, making videos, debunking NASA employees at the airport, making land surveyors look stupid, getting PhD astrophysicists to literally go mute on video, getting Aaron Ra to run away. It doesn't matter if you do all that. Can't please some flat earthers. So
to be fair, Aaron Ra went away because you lied to him.
No, I never lied. When James called me and asked me for a map and a model, I said, James, I never claimed to have a map or a model. Those are not my arguments. And Aaron,
I say we end the flat Earth debate / round Earth debate because I don't know. I don't care about that. Like, I say do that once me and Blake are off the podcast because me and Blake can't contribute to that. Like,
for sure.
I haven't studied proofs of why the Earth is flat. I also haven't studied proofs of why it's round. Like, the end of the day, I'm the worst person to have on this podcast, so that's what we're gonna argue.
Did you guys see
Absolutely.
Did you guys see the Yukonuba dog show yesterday? It's pretty good.
I did not.
Was it good?
Pretty good.
Was it good?
Yeah.
Dude, I missed it, dude. I didn't see it. I'm so pissed.
Should we bring it on?
So we got a couple of questions from the chat for Nathan. I gotta kind of moderate them a little bit, to be fair. So somebody asked, what in your opinion, Nathan, gives you the authority to talk the way you do? Why do you talk with so much authority about what you talk about in general, be it flat Earth or about us or whatever? Where do you get that from?
Well, I try and get all my convictions from reality. And the Bible says, test all things and hold fast to that which is true. So even someone claiming, oh, you think the earth's flat because of the Bible. Well, the Bible says, test all things and hold fast to that which is true. So for the last 5 years with lasers, infrared, high power zoom cameras, mirror reflection tests, helicopters, I've been actually testing. And that's how I've been on National Geographic and Discovery Channel and Netflix. That's why these guys found me. Is because
I think he does a lot of research, and that's why we brought you, because we thought you were the best representation of flat Earth.
Absolutely.
Like, if we didn't think you were a good representation of flat Earth, if we thought you were stupid and gave flat Earth like the wrong idea, we wouldn't have brought you out. Like, that's literally the reason we brought you, because we're like, this guy knows his stuff about flat Earth, and if anyone's gonna do flat Earth justice, it's gonna be this guy, you know.
Fair enough.
Absolutely. Another question is, so you said that you weren't upset or triggered about any of this stuff, but you, so somebody says, why were you on Ben's channel in the comments still thinking that Ben had proved flat Earth yesterday? I didn't see those comments. I don't
think he did think that. I think the second Nathan got home, I think he knew it was a prank. I don't believe that.
Yeah.
Can you just shed some light on that, Nate?
Irish. Your chat is very gullible. They'll see the word Nathan Thompson and they'll think this guy said whatever the words after that. So I'm sorry that your chat is so
when they click on your name and it goes to your channel, that's still not you, right? So it's like another conspiracy, is it? Or
Ben just told you I was never saying that.
I don't think Nathan was saying
that. No, I'm not saying you were. I'm just saying what the chat is saying.
So I think that person might be incorrect, only because I did listen to a video on Nathan's YouTube channel talking about how he was 100% sure that this was all a hoax before the video was even posted. So I completely take Nathan's side on this argument.
Thank you.
I just want to respond to what somebody said. Andy George said, asked why was I bringing up lawyers and stuff. I didn't bring up lawyers. That's got nothing to do with me. Nathan brought that up, so don't blame me. So I got a question from GPS to Nathan. Says, have you ever tested GPS and why not? Get an SDR.
No.
That's flat Earth stuff.
Yeah, stop asking the flat Earth.
I think just for the chat, people. Yeah, no, me either. I think people just want to know.
When me and Blake exit, then you guys can have your flat Earth debate. And
for sure.
I think me and Blake can't contribute to that at all.
Yeah, absolutely. I think people want to know more about how Nathan, felt about it, or what point did you realize that it was a prank, Nathan?
For sure, like when you were 100%, was it on the plane?
Like 100%.
They didn't drive out, and that they were already in LA, and I was like, oh well, if I would have known that you guys didn't drive out. Like that would have totally blown your cover for sure.
It would have. And so what I did, Nathan, was you found out, but I privated all my YouTube videos.
Yeah, but Blake's Instagram, I could have went back on Blake's Instagram probably.
Yeah, you could have.
Yeah.
But
Nathan, I had an idea if you did bring that up that I was gonna come clean that I had been doing acting projects in LA against my parents' will, but
I don't think that would have worked. That wouldn't have worked. Nathan started that. But Nathan, we purposely kept you as busy as possible from when you woke up to when you went to bed. And Michael
to hang out with too. Like the second I got there, I had a flat Earth to pick me up from the airport.
That's the main reason we were hanging out with you. Also, we literally just wanted to hang out with you because we thought you were fun to hang out with. Like that was actually true. Like you were fun. You were very fun to hang out with. You were extremely entertaining from start to finish. You were nothing but pure entertainment. Mm-hmm. And yeah, like we did as much as we could to keep you off your phone the entire time.
Yeah, every time I checked my phone, I was like, oh God.
And then Michael, like, he would always be like you say, you're like getting on your phone. Michael's like, no, we need to shoot. And then he would just make up like some ridiculous thing for you guys to film. Like, just so you weren't on your phone.
There was so many times, Nathan, where like
So funny.
filming or live streaming, and like me and Ben, because we were Harvard students, weren't able to say like, hey, don't live stream or film. So we had to like look at Michael or look at Jeb to be like, hey, tell him to stop live streaming or filming.
It was so funny. And dude, you were incredible. You're like just live streaming everything, and me and Blake are just freaking out the whole time. Like
Yeah.
This is gonna blow our cover. This is gonna blow our cover. But then we have to act like we're like, yeah, keep live streaming, Nathan, because like our characters would want you to keep live streaming.
Yeah.
It was hard, dude. It was really hard. We were trying our best.
I bet.
It was
So,
fun.
Nathan, when it came to the duck suit side of things, because I know there's been a lot of backlash about the duck suits, right? Just serious question. Did you know that was like a troll, or were you still like a little bit unsure because of the story the guys gave you, or?
I just thought they couldn't get the suits they needed, and they needed something with infab, and I didn't know anything about infab. I don't work with infab. I never even heard of it.
Yeah.
And my phone was dead. They were keeping me off my phone. Every time I asked the assistant guy,
Nathan, I want to tell you this. That wasn't planned. I heard you talk about that. I think you guys are giving us way too much credit for how elaborate it was, because yeah, our assistant not plugging your phone was literally just his bad. Like, that was not on purpose. That was literally just, he must just be really bad at taking orders, I guess. You guys are giving us way too much credit. You guys are like, yeah, they didn't plug our phone in on purpose because they didn't want us to look it up. It's like, no, that was just like, he just wasn't good at taking orders.
That was honestly Mino, the assistant, just being
a bad assistant. He was just a bad assistant.
Plugging shit in.
But no, it worked out in our favor, luckily. But yeah, that was the whole goal, was like Nathan, I think a lot of people were giving you crap about the duck suits, but I want to say this: I probably would have fallen for the same thing. And I was actually an engineer in college. Like we did make it seem like very believable, in my opinion, where I even think like any sucker would have fallen for it, not just. So the point isn't like, Nathan's so stupid he fell for this. It's just like, this is hopefully something that's going to make our audience laugh, and that's why we included it,
Yeah. After this, Nathan, like with this and with the, because I do agree with you on something you said before about the Netflix special, because I've been on a reality TV show and I know how they edit things to make it look like you said something that you didn't or whatever. Do you feel like this would make you more careful moving forward about how you approach doing shows and things like that, or would you just do it anyway?
No, I think in the future I'm going to bring someone to kind of be my backup, like the eyes and ears behind it. Like, they can research things on the fly. I can just say, hey, check this out, research infab. Sure. I could figure all this stuff out on the fly. And if the people don't want to pay for my buddy to come, then too bad. So,
so it's a bit of a learning experience, right?
Yeah.
Nathan, if we did another prank and you were in on it, would you do it with us?
If it was in good taste, I don't have a problem with pranks that are in good taste.
Okay.
It would be in good taste, yeah.
It'd be fun to have you in a prank, because I bet you could actually.
So you know the guy who was the director of our fake shoot, the bald guy who got shocked?
Yeah,
also,
I remember.
just letting you know, that was a taser that he was holding.
Yeah, I figured that out.
So that was actually an improv thing. So he's a magician in real life. And so I brought... No, it's okay. No, Nathan already spoiled this on his live, so it's fine. But so he's a magician. And so what Blake did, I bought a taser for Blake in episode 1. You saw he's like, I'm a... electrical engineer, and then he socks a taser, so that's literally the whole reason the taser was there, and the magic crasher. That's
Did you guys flash lights or something? Because I could have sworn I saw the corner of my eye, like like him get shot. I thought
it was a taser. Maybe it was the light from the taser.
But I don't know, but or maybe
a taser.
I don't know. Maybe it was just like I heard it and I looked so quick. I was like, whoa! I saw it, but. I don't know. I thought I saw like a light. I thought you guys might have like had one of those flashbangs or something. Like,
oh no, it's just literally just a taser. And so he's like, yo, I'm gonna go do this. He's like, I'm gonna hide the taser up my sleeve. He's like, I'm really good at sleight of hand stuff because he's a magician. He's like, I'm gonna walk up just for like extra proof that it's a magnet. I'm gonna walk up and pretend to get shot. I'm like, dude, I'm down. I think that's funny. And so he literally told me about it like 5 minutes before you showed up, and then he was gonna do another experiment too, but we decided not to do it because of how skeptical you are about everything. He thought that you would want to check this test out by yourself, but he has this magic trick where you fold up a newspaper and you pour water into it, but the water doesn't go through. And then he flips it over and then the water comes out. And so we were going to say that the magnet was like levitating the water. So we were going to do like the water test. So he's going to go like this and be like, oh, the magnet's going up the water. But then last minute, he decided to scratch it. Like we scratched, like you were already there. It was when you were doing your interviews. He's like, dude, I'm listening to this guy interview and he has to test everything out himself. He's like, if we do this water test, he's going to have to do the water test too. So we're scratching it. And so we ended up scratching that last second as we were doing your interview.
I think anybody would have fallen for that shock, though. I mean, you see a guy get shocked or like look like I think anybody, to be fair, would have fallen for that.
Yeah, it sold the whole thing too. And like it was so last minute of when he thought like that was just David's idea. But anyways, I want to talk about what Blake was saying before. So
sure,
that director. And I don't know if you've seen the last series I did, Nathan, but we basically painted a picture of a banana and like basically did a whole like con artist thing where we pretended that Banksy drew it and we pretended that it was a Banksy painting, like that we stole this Banksy painting. We take it up to like we climbed the corporate ladder with it. It's basically to show how fake art is, I guess, if that makes sense. And like, oh, if you just say that a rich person drew it, even a stupid painting of a banana can be said it's real art. And the Magic Crasher, the bald guy, was like the main guy. He played your character in this last series where he was the star of the series where he's like taking us up. Like he believed that it was actually a Banksy painting. He's convinced he got us into a music festival because of it, like all this crazy stuff. And at the end, he finds out it's a prank and he's like, yo, I want to be on your guys' team now. I want to be in your guys' next prank. And so what's the next prank? We're doing Flat Earth, and I made him the director, and so it'd be kind of funny for you to do something like it's like now that we pranked you, it's almost like your initiation, and now like you're on our team if you want to help us.
If it was in good taste and we got the truth out, then I would.
Would you? Do you not think that the Flat Earth one is? Do you think the Flat Earth prank is funny, in bad taste? It's funny. I mean, do you think genuinely that it's in bad taste?
It wasn't supposed to be in bad taste if it is in bad taste, if that makes sense too.
I don't think the video is in bad taste. I think the video was funny. I just think lying to someone about who you are and what you're doing and bringing them across the country, like I think that's like kind of scumbaggy. So
you enjoyed it, loved it.
At least you had fun though, right?
Yeah.
You got a free flight.
You lied. You're the scumbag, guys. So let's be clear. I had a good time. I'm a good person. I'm noble. God is good to me.
That was a quick flip, man. Damn.
It's okay. I want to hear.
That's why I said I don't prank people in bad taste. I don't fly them across the country, lie about who I am, do this and that. I want to do something that's funny and or gets the truth out.
Yeah, I'm sorry if you come down financially on this. Like, I'll take care of it. Also, if that
I'm not in
that's part of the reason.
I'm not in the black. All I'm saying is, you guys said you pay for things and didn't. You guys already said
you didn't send the receipts. We're waiting on you to get those payments. That's you got to take the next step on that. We'll pay you once the receipts come in.
I found out that you guys were lying the entire time.
I know, and I feel I see your side on that. Like I see why you didn't send them, and I see why this predicament is happening. So I can see it from your point of view of like, oh, these guys lied about this. Maybe they're also lying about the payments. But now that the prank's over, I can tell you that. Like, yes, I'm Reckless Ben. This is Blake Rozier. We're not Harvard students. And now's the time to come clean about everything. And I'm also coming clean about the fact that we will take care of the financial payments, if that makes sense. And if not, you're right. You could sue us for it. So, but like, we're waiting on you, So I just want to tell you that now that the prank's over, I'm not trying to prank you again is all I'm saying. Like, that's not part of the prank. It's not like this isn't supposed to be in bad taste, like I don't want to screw you over. That's not the goal of this. The goal is to make a documentary of what it's like to be a flat earther,
Fair enough.
All right. Well, I think we've aired out a fair old bit. It's been a lot of fun. It's good. I think it's good to just air these things out because otherwise it can just be left hanging and nobody knows where they stand. And so, Nathan, for you, do you feel like you've got a little bit more closure, a bit of clarity on everything now, or do you still feel the same way? Or
no, yeah, it was good chatting with him.
Are you glad you came on the podcast? Are you glad you finally came on?
I'm glad you did too. I appreciate you being a good sport and coming on and having your say. We genuinely wanted to hear how you felt about it.
Yeah, I watched a podcast. I watched a podcast a few days ago where people were just hating on you, Nathan. And I wanted to make sure that this wasn't that. Like, I literally just wanted to talk to you about what we did and like clear up any thing that might be unclear, and you know what I mean, kind of just do like a follow-up. You know, that's what I wanted this to be. I didn't want it to be like, because it was never supposed to be that of just like, oh, let's just bully Nathan, because I mean, you're still a human being. I don't think you deserve to be bullied. So yeah, even if we might not agree on what shape the earth is, like I don't think that's a reason for you to get a bunch of hate and stuff, but just wanted to say that.
Right on, bro.
And like it genuinely was like fun hanging out with you. Like maybe you were just fun because we agreed with you in that time, but I mean I still don't know that, but it was fun hanging out with you when you were here. Like me and Blake, we definitely both enjoyed you being here in LA for the time that you were here.
Yeah, we love you, dude.
Yeah, right on. I got a lot of love for you guys too. I wish you didn't betray me, but fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
True story.
But
well,
what else was I gonna say? Also, I have one more question for you, Nathan. Have you been getting a lot of hate after this?
I've always been getting a lot of hate, bro.
Okay.
That's fair.
Always, dude. It comes with the territory.
I'm just so curious of like how people are responding. I think it's so funny that like we just come in here trying to make this funny little like video that's the complete opposite of anything that's supposed to be taken seriously, and everyone's just taking it so seriously, and people on both sides are getting like the flat earth, like half the comments on the YouTube video are triggered flat earthers, and then like a quarter of the comments are triggered round earthers. It's like why is either side triggered by this? Like it's just like like it's only triggering if you're taking this seriously. Like you know, like I don't want to spoil it, but you know what happens, and you can say that nothing is serious in the entire series, you know.
Yeah.
Like we're wearing duck suits. Like the fact that people are taking this so seriously is it's mind blowing for me.
I know. From the very beginning, I was like, they're rolling toilet paper and wearing duck suits. So I was like, this is gonna be hilarious.
Yeah, we're gonna roll toilet paper hit outer space. Like I don't know, the fact that flat earthers are taking it seriously, the fact that round earthers are taking it, both sides, like just it's a joke. Like that's all it is. It's you're not supposed to take it seriously.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I have to say, I guess. I don't know. Much longer do you want? Are you trying to wrap up the podcast?
We can wrap soon. We're gonna do. I think there's going to be a chat on the Shills after this on the EiE Network. So I'll probably head over there for a little while after this. But yeah, I just want to say a massive thank you for all three of you, and of course to our fantastic producer Colin, who, you know, literally we could not have done this without him. I really appreciate it so much, and to all the chat for joining in. It's been awesome. Sorry if I missed a few questions. I didn't want to get into the flat earth questions too much. Like we had some people ask Nathan's views on the Mage project. I'd love to hear what you have to say about that sometime. And also some people are asking about Scientology for Nathan as well. I'd love to hear your thoughts on Scientology.
Yeah, Nathan, what do you think about
sometime too.
Scientology?
Those guys are super weird, dude. Ron L. Hubbard. Any religion based on space, guys, is a cult. Like the Mormons.
Yeah.
Super weird cult. You guys should do a video infiltrating the Mormons. They do.
That'd be awesome.
I think that could be really funny.
Go watch a documentary. There's a documentary where this Mormon guy convinces this girl who's like 12 years old that aliens want her to have a baby with him. And
I saw that documentary. That was crazy, dude.
That is crazy, man.
Crazy and messed up.
I stopped it halfway. I'm calling my friends. I'm like, this is crazy, dude.
It's
like
mental.
Mental.
I'd love to see, Nathan, I would love to see you, because of your knowledge of the Bible, go with Ben and Blake and fucking do a documentary about Mormons.
Hey, Nathan, I guess we gotta infiltrate the Mormons, Nathan.
That would be good.
Teach them about
maybe we disagree on a lot of things, but maybe we can find our common ground in that the Mormon church is crazy, and maybe that's the one thing we can find agreement on, and maybe we can infiltrate them together. You never know. Maybe we'll pretend to be gay, go to their gay conversion camp. That could be funny.
If we could save one of their kids, that'd be cool.
Let's do it. Sounds good.
You just can't bring up. If we do it, you can't bring up flat Earth, and I won't bring up round Earth. It'll just be strict. Well, your character wouldn't bring up flat Earth if you were a Mormon, because Mormons believe in round Earth, right?
Hey, yeah, they're into space. They're going to be gods of their own planet one day.
Dude, it's gonna be interesting seeing you play a globe Earth character.
Not happening. Actor. I'll never be an actor. Sorry.
Dude, but I mean, I think you can do it, Nathan. You just gotta.
I definitely could.
If it's for the good of taking down the Mormon church, I think you could do it.
No, I could. I'd be good at it, but I'd rather
set it up
on elsewhere.
All right. Well, I think we're roughly at the time to wrap now. Again, thank you all so much. If anybody hasn't seen the video, do go over to our Reckless Ben's channel. Check that out. It's really, really, really funny, to be fair. I think we can all agree it is pretty funny.
And then I have one thing to end it. Blake,
Sure.
You enjoying your wedding gift?
Yes, I am.
Nice, it was the perfect gift.
Just wait for the rest of the episodes to see what my wedding gift was.
I can't wait. That's coming out next Thursday, isn't it? 10 a.m.?
That's episode 2.
Yeah. So yeah, next Thursday, go watch it. So yeah.
Awesome.
It's gonna be
Baby
sick.
holding an apple.
Oh, great. All right. Well, lads and lassies, we leave it there. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you again to my 3 guests. I really appreciate you all coming out. Nathan, thank you so much for being a good sport and coming on and giving us your thoughts. Lads and lassies, thank you. Have a good one and sláinte.